Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning, and before your feet even touched the floor, you already felt heavy? Not physically heavy, but something deeper. A weight that seems to have followed you from yesterday. Perhaps it was a conversation that didn't end well. Perhaps it was a worry you couldn't solve. Or maybe it was simply the accumulation of too many thoughts, too many concerns, too many unfinished feelings, all waiting for you at the edge of your pillow, like uninvited guests who never learn to leave. If you have ever experienced this quiet heaviness, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. You are simply human. And today, we are going to explore something beautiful together. We are going to discover how ancient Buddhist wisdom offers us a gentle, profound way to cleanse the mind each morning, not through force, not through struggle, but through understanding, through release, and through the simple act of beginning again. This is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you have always been beneath the dust of yesterday's worries. It is about greeting the morning the way a flower greets the sun, open, unburdened, and quietly grateful for another chance to bloom. So let us walk this path together. Let us learn how to release what no longer serves us, how to honor the sacred stillness of each new morning, and how to embrace the ever-changing nature of life with grace instead of fear. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften. And let us begin. Part 1. Releasing Yesterday's Residue, Buddhist Morning Practice for Letting Go. There is a story from the time of the Buddha that has traveled across centuries, passed from teacher to student, from heart to heart. It speaks to something we all struggle with, the weight of words, the burden of emotions, and our tendency to carry what was never ours to hold. One day, the Buddha was teaching in a village when an angry man approached him. This man had heard that many people were leaving the old traditions to follow the Buddha's teachings, and he was furious. He believed the Buddha was leading people astray, destroying the customs of their ancestors. So he came to confront the Buddha directly. Standing before the peaceful teacher, the man unleashed a torrent of insults. He called the Buddha a fraud, a deceiver, a fool. He mocked his teachings and ridiculed his followers. His voice grew louder and louder, his face red with rage, his words sharp as broken glass. The Buddha simply sat there, quiet, still. His expression remained gentle, almost soft, like the surface of a lake that refuses to be disturbed by stones thrown into it. When the man finally exhausted himself and fell silent, the Buddha spoke. "May I ask you a question?" The man, still breathing heavily from his outburst, nodded reluctantly. "If someone offers you a gift," the Buddha said calmly, "and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man frowned, confused by the question. "Well, it would still belong to the one who offered it." The Buddha smiled gently. "That is correct. And so it is with your anger, your insults, your harsh words. You have offered them to me, but I have not accepted them. I choose not to receive this gift. Therefore, it remains yours. You must carry it, not me." The man stood frozen, his anger suddenly without a target. The Buddha continued, his voice soft but unwavering. "All night, you will think about what you said. All night, this rage will burn inside you, keeping you awake, stealing your peace. But I will sleep well, because I did not pick up what you tried to leave at my feet." Let those words settle into your heart for a moment. How often do we accept gifts that were never meant to bring us joy? How often do we pick up someone else's anger, someone else's criticism, someone else's bad mood, and carry it with us for hours, for days, sometimes for years. We replay harsh words in our minds. We rehearse arguments long after they have ended. We hold on to disappointments as though letting go would mean the other person won. We wake up in the morning, and before our feet even touch the floor, we have already picked up yesterday's pain, as if it were our duty to carry it. But here is the quiet wisdom the Buddha offered: we have a choice. Every moment, we can choose what to accept and what to leave untouched. Every morning, we can decide whether to pick up yesterday's burdens or to recognize them for what they are: offerings we never asked for, weights we were never required to carry. The past is like that angry man's words. It may shout at us. It may demand our attention. It may seem impossible to ignore. But it has no power unless we accept it. It does not weigh unless we pick it up. Imagine waking tomorrow morning and, before the world rushes in, taking just a few quiet breaths. In that soft space between sleep and waking, you might whisper to yourself, "Whatever was offered to me yesterday, the worries, the frustrations, the unresolved feelings, I acknowledge them. But I do not have to accept them as my burden today. I can let them remain where they belong, in the past. I can walk into this new day with open hands and a lighter heart." This is not denial. This is not pretending that painful things did not happen. This is wisdom, the ancient, liberating wisdom of knowing what is yours to carry and what is not. The Buddha did not carry that man's anger home with him. He did not lose sleep replaying the insults. He simply let them pass. Like clouds drifting across an open sky. Like leaves floating down a quiet stream. And we can do the same. Not because we are enlightened masters. Not because we have transcended all human emotion. But because we understand, at last, that holding on to yesterday's pain does not punish anyone but ourselves. The gift of insults was offered, but you do not have to accept it. The weight of yesterday is waiting at your bedside, but you do not have to pick it up. You can leave it there. You can walk into the morning free. And that is where peace begins. Part 2: Honoring the Present Moment. Mindful morning rituals in Buddhism. There is a space between sleep and wakefulness that most of us rush through without noticing. It lasts only a few breaths. It is quiet. It is unguarded. And according to Buddhist teaching, it is one of the most sacred moments of the entire day. In that space, the mind has not yet remembered its worries. The heart has not yet picked up its familiar heaviness. You are simply aware, present, uncluttered. But what do most of us do with this precious moment? We reach for our phones. We check messages. We scroll through news that fills us with anxiety. We allow the external world to rush in before we have even had a chance to greet ourselves. And just like that, the day's script is written for us, by notifications, by other people's urgencies, by a world that never stops demanding our attention. But what if we chose differently? There is a practice in Zen Buddhism called Kinhin, walking meditation. It is not about going anywhere in particular. It is about being fully present with each step, each breath, each moment of contact between foot and floor. The same principle can be applied to the first moments of morning. Instead of immediately engaging with the outside world, what if we paused? What if we took just 3 breaths, slow, intentional, aware? What if we allowed ourselves to simply notice the weight of the blanket, the temperature of the air, the rhythm of our own breathing? This is not wasted time. This is the opposite of wasted time. This is the foundation upon which a peaceful day is built. The Buddha was known to begin each morning with quiet reflection. Before teaching, before walking, before engaging with his many followers, he would sit in stillness. He would observe the workings of his own mind. He would anchor himself in awareness before the world arrived with its endless questions. We can do the same. Not because we are monks. Not because we have hours of free time. But because we understand that how we begin shapes everything that follows. Think of it this way. If you pour muddy water into a glass and immediately start stirring, the water stays cloudy. But if you set the glass down and simply wait, the sediment settles. The water clears. Clarity returns on its own. Your mind works the same way. Those first moments of stillness in the morning allow the mental sediment from yesterday to settle. They give your awareness a chance to clear. And from that clarity, you can move into the day with intention rather than reaction. You do not need a meditation cushion for this. You do not need incense or chanting or hours of silence. You simply need a few breaths. A few moments of choosing presence over distraction. A few heartbeats of honoring yourself before honoring the world's demands. Try it tomorrow morning. When you wake, before you reach for anything, place one hand gently on your heart. Feel it beating. That steady rhythm has carried you through every storm, every joy, every ordinary Tuesday you have ever lived. It deserves a moment of acknowledgement. Then take 3 slow breaths. With each exhale, silently release any tension you notice. With each inhale, silently welcome the new day. That's it. That's the practice. Simple, quiet, profound. And over time, you may find that these few moments become the anchor of your entire day. A touchstone you return to whenever the world feels too loud, too fast, too overwhelming. Because peace is not something we find at the end of a long journey. Peace is something we choose in the small, quiet moments, beginning with the very first moment of each new day. If these words are resonating with you, if you are feeling a gentle stirring in your heart right now, I want to invite you to do something simple. Take a moment to hit the like button below. Not for the algorithm, though that helps too, but as a small gesture of intention. A way of saying, yes, I want more peace in my mornings. Yes, I am ready to release what no longer serves me. And if you have not already, consider subscribing to Buddha Coha. Here, we share stories and wisdom designed to bring calm to busy minds and warmth to weary hearts. Each video is a small offering of peace in a noisy world. Also, I would love to hear from you. In the comments below, share one thing you would like to release from yesterday. Writing it down can be surprisingly powerful. And who knows, your words might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. Now, let us continue our journey together. Part 3: Accepting Impermanence, Buddhist Wisdom for Finding Peace in Change. There is a word in the ancient Pali language that the Buddha used again and again throughout his teachings. The word is anicca. It means impermanence. The constant, unstoppable flow of change that moves through all things. The seasons change. The body ages. Relationships evolve. Circumstances shift. What was true yesterday may not be true tomorrow. What brought joy last year may bring sorrow this year. What caused pain in the past may become the source of unexpected wisdom in the future. Nothing stays the same. Nothing. And for most of us, this truth is terrifying. We cling to the way things were. We resist the way things are becoming. We exhaust ourselves trying to control what cannot be controlled, trying to freeze rivers that were always meant to flow. But here is the quiet revolution at the heart of Buddhist teaching: impermanence is not the enemy. Impermanence is the doorway to freedom. There is a story told of the Buddha sitting beside a river with a group of followers. One of them, a young man filled with anxiety about the future, asked, "How can I find peace when everything in my life keeps changing? Every time I think I have found stability, something shifts. I am exhausted from trying to hold it all together." The Buddha did not answer immediately. Instead, he pointed to the river. "Do you see that water?" he asked. "Yes, teacher." "Tell me, is it the same water that was here a moment ago?" The young man paused. "No," he admitted. "It has flowed downstream. New water has taken its place." "And yet," the Buddha continued, "would you say this is a different river?" The young man considered this. "No, it is still the same river." The Buddha smiled gently. "This is the nature of all things. Constant change, constant flow, and yet, something remains. Not a fixed thing, but a pattern, a presence, an awareness that observes the change without being destroyed by it." He looked at the young man with deep compassion. "Your suffering does not come from the river changing. Your suffering comes from standing at the edge, trying to stop the water with your hands. You cannot stop it. You were never meant to stop it. Your only task is to learn to flow with it, to trust the current, to release your grip, to discover that you are not the water, but the awareness that watches it pass." Let those words wash over you for a moment. How much of our mental clutter comes from resistance? Resistance to getting older. Resistance to relationships. Resistance to not knowing what tomorrow will bring. We grip so tightly. We plan so rigidly. We tell ourselves that if we just hold on hard enough, we can keep things from slipping away. But the harder we grip, the more exhausted we become. The more we resist, the more suffering we create. The Buddha was not teaching passivity. He was not saying we should stop caring or stop engaging with life. He was offering something far more nuanced: the art of engaged surrender. The practice of doing what we can while releasing our attachment to outcomes. The wisdom of planning for tomorrow while remaining fully present today. Each morning, before the day unfolds, we can remind ourselves of this truth: today will bring change. Some of it I will welcome. Some of it I may resist. But I do not need to control every wave. I can learn to swim with the current instead of against it. I can trust that I am resilient enough to handle whatever comes. This is not naive optimism. This is grounded wisdom. The kind of wisdom that comes from observing life closely and honestly, and recognizing that the things we fear most, change, uncertainty, loss, are not punishments. They are simply the nature of existence. And when we stop fighting that nature, something remarkable happens. The tension in our shoulders softens. The racing thoughts slow down. The constant hum of anxiety fades into a quieter frequency. We discover that beneath all the change, there is something steady. Not a thing we can grasp, but a presence, an awareness, a quiet observer that has been with us through every transition, every loss, every unexpected turn. That awareness is not going anywhere. It cannot be lost because it was never an object to begin with. And from that place of deep stillness, we can finally greet each morning, not with fear of what might change, but with openness to whatever this day has to offer. Part 4: The Morning Mind, creating space for peace and clarity. An old Zen master is saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. At first, this may seem confusing. If nothing changes in our external actions, what is the point of spiritual practice? But the point is not about changing what we do. It is about changing how we do it. It is about transforming the quality of our presence, the texture of our attention, the depth of our awareness. Before practice, we chop wood while thinking about 100 other things. We carry water while worrying about tomorrow. Our bodies are here, but our minds are scattered across time, reliving the past, rehearsing the future, anywhere but the present moment. After practice, we chop wood and feel the weight of the axe in our hands. We carry water and notice the way the bucket sways gently with each step. Our bodies and minds arrive in the same place, at the same time. And in that unity, there is peace. This is what cleaning the mind each morning is ultimately about. Not achieving some perfect state of blankness. Not eliminating all thoughts. But creating enough space, enough stillness, enough clarity that we can move through the day with presence rather than reactivity. Think of your mind as a room. Each night, dust settles. Thoughts accumulate. Worries pile up in corners. If we never take time to tidy, the room becomes cluttered, cramped, and difficult to navigate. The morning practice is simply tidying. Not once a year. Not when things become unbearable. But gently, daily, as a rhythm of care. We open the windows by taking those first conscious breaths. We sweep the floors by releasing yesterday's residue. We clear the surfaces by honoring the present moment before the world rushes in. And over time, the room stays cleaner. The accumulation slows. The peace becomes more accessible, more familiar, more sustainable. This is not about perfection. There will be mornings when you forget. Mornings when you wake already anxious, already overwhelmed. Mornings when the practice feels impossible. And that is okay. The Buddha never promised that spiritual practice would eliminate difficulty. He promised that it would change our relationship with difficulty. He promised that we could learn to suffer less, not by avoiding pain, but by understanding its nature and responding with wisdom instead of reaction. So on the mornings when peace feels far away, be gentle with yourself. Even the act of noticing that you are struggling is a form of awareness. Even the wish for more peace is a step toward it. You have not failed. You have simply encountered another opportunity to practice beginning again. And beginning again, that is the whole path. Part 5, Practical Wisdom, a simple Buddhist morning routine. Let us bring all of this together into something practical. Something you can carry with you when you close this video and return to your daily life. Here is a simple morning practice, inspired by Buddhist wisdom, that takes only 5 minutes. First minute, gratitude for waking. Before you move, before you open your eyes fully, place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. Acknowledge the simple miracle that you have been given another day. Not everyone who fell asleep last night was granted this gift. You were. Let that sink in. Second minute, release yesterday. With eyes still closed, take 3 slow breaths. With each exhale, imagine you are gently releasing the thoughts and feelings from yesterday. You are not pushing them away. You are not judging them. You are simply letting them drift past, like leaves on a quiet stream. They came. They will go. And you remain. Third minute, arrive in the present. Begin to notice your body, the weight of the blanket, the temperature of the room, any sounds around you. Do not try to change anything. Simply observe. This is the practice of pure awareness, noticing without needing to fix. 4th minute, set an intention. Ask yourself gently, how do I want to move through this day? What quality do I want to embody? It might be patience. It might be kindness. It might be courage. There is no right answer. Simply let an intention arise naturally and hold it softly in your heart. 5th minute, begin slowly. When you are ready to rise, do so slowly. Feel your feet make contact with the floor. Notice the transition from lying to sitting, from sitting to standing. These small movements are opportunities for presence. Honor them. That's it. 5 minutes. 5 simple steps. A morning foundation built on ancient wisdom. Of course, you can adapt this practice to fit your own life. Shorten it when necessary. Extend it when possible. The form matters less than the intention behind it. What matters is that you are choosing to begin your day with awareness rather than reactivity, with peace rather than panic. And remember, this is not about doing it perfectly. It is about doing it with sincerity. The Buddha did not ask us to be perfect. He asked us to be present. He asked us to keep returning, again and again, to the only moment we ever truly have, this one. Part 6. The Ripple Effect, How Morning Peace Transforms Your Entire Day. There is a phenomenon that anyone who practices morning mindfulness eventually notices. It is subtle at first, but over time, it becomes unmistakable. When we begin the day with intention and stillness, that quality ripples outward. It affects how we speak to our loved ones, how we respond to frustrations, how we navigate unexpected challenges. It is like dropping a single pebble into a calm pond. The pebble is small, just 5 minutes, just a few breaths, but the ripples spread far beyond what we can see. Perhaps you find yourself responding to a difficult email with patience instead of defensiveness. Perhaps you notice beauty in ordinary things, the way sunlight falls through a window, the sound of birds outside, that you would have missed before. Perhaps you reach the end of the day and realize that, while challenges came, you met them differently. More gently, more wisely. This is the quiet power of morning practice. Not transformation through force, but transformation through consistency. Small choices, repeated daily, that gradually reshape the landscape of our inner lives. The Buddha understood this deeply. He did not teach sudden, dramatic awakening for most people. He taught gradual cultivation, patient practice, the slow polishing of a mirror until it reflects clearly. Your morning practice is polishing. Day by day, breath by breath, you are clearing away the dust. You are creating conditions for peace to emerge, not as a visitor, but as a resident. Not as an accident, but as a way of being. And the beautiful thing is, it is never too late to begin. It does not matter if you are 20 or 80. It does not matter if you have never meditated a day in your life or if you have practiced for decades. Each morning offers a fresh start. Each breath offers a new beginning. The past is gone. The future has not arrived. But this moment, this quiet, sacred, unrepeatable moment, is yours. What will you do with it? Closing, a blessing for your mornings. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a simple blessing. Not a prayer to any external deity, but a wish from one heart to another. May you wake each morning with gentleness. May you release what no longer serves you, not with force, but with the quiet trust that letting go is not losing, it is making room. May you honor the sacred space between sleep and waking, protecting those tender moments before the world rushes in. May you accept the constant flow of change, not as an enemy, but as a teacher, showing you again and again that you are stronger and more resilient than you ever imagined. May you find, beneath all the noise and worry and motion, a stillness that has always been there. A peace that cannot be shaken by circumstance. A home that exists within you, wherever you go. And on the mornings when this feels impossible, when the weight is too heavy, the worries too loud, the path too unclear, may you remember that even the Buddha had difficult days. Even the wisest teachers faced doubt and struggle. You are in good company. Just keep returning. Keep breathing. Keep beginning again. That is enough. That has always been enough. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this video brought you a moment of peace, I invite you to share it with someone who might need to hear these words. Perhaps a friend who has been struggling. Perhaps a family member is going through a difficult time. Sometimes, a simple share can be an act of compassion that reaches further than we know. If you would like more stories like this, more wisdom to carry with you into your days, please subscribe to Buddha Coha and tap the notification bell so you never miss an offering. And finally, I invite you to carry one small intention into tomorrow morning. Just one moment of pause. One conscious breath. One gentle acknowledgement that you have been given another day. That is where peace begins. Not in some distant future. Not after you have solved all your problems. But right now, right here, in the quiet space between your heartbeats. May you walk gently. May you breathe deeply. And may you always remember, you are exactly where you need to be. Until next time, be well.